Our first half year we used our small open freshwater aluminium boat with a tiny outboard. We could only get out with a small load and only when the sea were calm or with a light tailwind. It couldn't take us to mainland if it was blowing a fresh breeze or more. So sometimes we were stranded on this remote island for a couple of extra days. So one of the first things we had to get was a safer boat, more capable cargo. We got a 10-year-old non-sinkable Pioneer Multi used for rescuing hikers from mountain lakes. It is unsinkable and we can lower the boat. We could pull ashore the aluminium boat, but for this we needed 2 anchorages to be safe from all weather directions. One in what we call the boat bay, sheltered from everything but easterly winds, and the other in the sound that separates us from the Eagle Island. I guess simple living has much to do with what you make of it, what you are used to. But no matter how simple you live, I think to be happy, living simple, it is very important to see the beauty and the teaching in all things, especially in hard times. The island life is definitely not idyllic all the time. We have no problem living in a tent for months, but there are some issues. This summer it was a lot of rain. We didn't feel much of it because of the non-waterproof cameras we have. We'll do something about that. But on bad days, you need to focus on positive things. Like if all your clothes are wet, you think about that they most certainly will dry quickly when it stops raining. And the wind will still be blowing. And when it is raining and blowing hard, you try to avoid thinking that the tent will tear apart if you have bar-donated it. Well, instead, you are happy that the black flies does not manage such winds. The worst conditions outside, we all agree, are the calm, rainy summer days, and especially such evenings. That is because of the black fly, the gnat. It is really horrific when we think of it at home. But out there you might want to get into the boat and go fishing away from the black fly. But after such work days, you come into the tent, very proud of what you have tolerated, and you really appreciate the spiders you share the tent with. The second worst things are the ticks. After having walked in high grass, we always check for ticks in the evening and find some. Our poor old dog gets up to 20 ticks a day. They come with deer that swims to the island now and then. And birds also spread it. And we wouldn't be without such animals, would we? The first trees to go was to make a better shelter for the tent, in a spot where the soil seemed good for a future kitchen garden. And a kitchen garden needs some, so those trees needed to fall anyway. We cut some trees high because we later want to use them in a windscreen. The Sitka spruce is known for its roots and dense branches. It has terrible many branches. The thickest part of the branches we save for firewood. Some we save for wind shelters. But we burn a lot. The wind spread those that we plan to let rot. So we gather branches on 2 spots on the island so that we can make a fire no matter the wind direction. We lived in a tent the first summer, but we had to have a safer shelter in case the tent teared down and blew away. Not at least for protection of the tools during winter. The air is salty and tools quickly rust. And autumn and winter storms were closing in. We did not have time to build something totally by ourselves, so we got a construction kit. Not only do the Sitka spruce have a lot of branches that makes a lot of work carrying away, it also has a horrible root system. This is why Sitkas are the tallest trees along the coast, tolerate the winds. I have to admit that I often dreamed of an excavator, but thinking of it as healthy exercise, which it really is, helped. We have a lot more roots than this to remove. Leveling is easy with a transparent hose. Gravel for drainage is collected on the west part of the island. No need to pay for workout in a studio anymore. A lot of work is done in one summer, but it is far more to go. Luckily, our adult kids enjoy it. We try to make our footprint small, but it is hard. Maybe we should plant something to make up for this. But we are quite normal human beings able to neglect inconvenient truths, and having such a luxurious temporary tool house on the island, we moved in. Our next plan is to create a kitchen garden and have self-grown fresh vegetables next summer.